The man was just a little late picking up his wife and child. Unexpectedly, a motorcycle on the side of the road suddenly exploded. David rushed forward, intending to save his wife and child, but he was struck by a car and knocked unconscious. When David came to, he realized his wife was gone forever. As a CIA agent, he swore he would avenge his wife and child. The next day, his boss called and informed him that the attacker was the leader of H country's rebel forces, and they couldn't simply go into another country and make an arrest. Furious, David decided to take matters into his own hands and go to H country alone. Once there, he disguised himself as an arms dealer to infiltrate the rebel base. He gained the trust of the rebels under the pretense of selling weapons, but he didn't act recklessly. He waited until the dead of night to make his move. David fashioned a makeshift timed explosive by tying a grenade's pin with a rubber band and dripping corrosive liquid on it. Then he quickly fled the scene. On his way out, he unexpectedly saw a mother and her child, instantly reminded of his own family who had died in the explosion. Fearing innocent casualties, he rushed to stop them from approaching the danger. David successfully saved them. In gratitude, the mother and child accompanied David back to the CIA and assisted in capturing Mark. But it was all a trap set by Julie and Mark. Julie wanted to take her son to the bathroom, but he refused. In anger, Julie made a gesture at the boy, which caught David's attention. He felt he had seen it before. Suddenly, he looked up at a portrait on the wall and realized it was a prearranged signal used by the terrorists. David immediately sensed something was wrong and rushed into the bathroom, but found only a knocked-out police officer. Julie had already vanished. Meanwhile, David recalled that Julie had a dinosaur toy during security screening. He suspected it was hiding a bomb, and now the boy had it. Julie had already entered the elevator. By the time David arrived, the doors were closing. A nearby officer was about to intervene, but the woman knocked him out with a punch. In this critical moment, David returned to the office, grabbed the toy from the boy, and had him hide under a desk. He immediately began evacuating everyone. On the other side, Julie was about to trigger the bomb. Luckily, David smashed the ceiling glass with a briefcase and threw the toy out before the explosion. Though he couldn't stop the blast entirely, he saved countless lives. Julie had escaped to the basement, where her husband Mark was waiting. With their plan failing, Mark tried to flee with Julie. David arrived just in time to lock the security doors, forcing them to head for another exit. But David had already smashed a gas pipe with an axe. Seeing David, Julie pulled out a gun, but in the next moment, flames engulfed them both. David's revenge was complete.